Hello, students. Today we're going to continue our journey to becoming masters at division, and we'll be dividing by a one-digit number. And a big question we're asking ourselves here with this slide is how can we use an area model to record our division? So, we're going to be using two things to do this. First off will be the area model, of course, and this is going to be the same exact thing as a record we'll be keeping here on the side, all right? And on this record, we'll be using a new symbol. This is called the division bracket. And we'll be using this to help us organize our numbers while we record our steps that we're taking to solve our area model. All right? So you might be asking, well, why the heck am I going to have to do the same problem twice in two different ways? Well, the reason is because we've learned how to do division using the area model. And as we move forward, we're going to sooner or later ditch this area model and not use it anymore and move on to just using this record, because we're going to see how much more efficient and how much less space it takes up on our paper to use this recording form here with this long division bracket. And then when you become a fifth grader, you'll actually learn a shortcut on the division bracket that will result in a strategy called long division. All right, so we're on our way there, and you will be the master, and you won't have to do all this work forever. But for now, for today, we're going to be solving our division like we have been using an area model and just recording our steps on the division bracket so that we can see how similar and how much they are the same, how they are mere images of each other. Going back to the division bracket itself is very similar to some parts of our area model here, which I'm going to show you with these red lines. Alright, so there you can see it's very similar. We have a length and a width here, and this symbol, the division bracket, also has a length and a width on it. Alright, so that's a very cool similarity that we have already. Next, we can notice that since the area model is going to have 3 subtraction steps in it, our division bracket should also have 3 subtraction steps in it. Alright? And now we're on to our numbers. Because down here we see we have a division equation solved, and we're going to see what that looks like laid out in the example here. So let's lay it out. Starting off with our dividend, which is the same as the area in the area model. Alright? And the divisor goes right along the outside on the left. Okay, so here we have our dividend inside the bracket and our divisor out on the left. Our first division step will result in us choosing 80 as a quotient, and quotients will go on top of the bracket. And in the area model, they also go on top of the model. Then we multiply 9 times 80 to get 720. Now we can subtract, and we will end up with a new dividend. What's left of the dividend is 117. Now in the area model, we're going to take that into the next segment. All right. On our division bracket over here, we don't need to write anything. We're just going to wait until we get to our next subtraction step. Okay, so here we go. Here's 117 into the next segment of our area model, and now it's time to divide again. So basically 100 divided by 9. So how many times can 9 go into 100? Okay. I'm going to say a nice and easy number. I'm going to go ahead and pick 10 because it's going to be nice and easy to add up later. And now we can do that multiplication. 10 times 9 gives us 90. And now we can add that 90 to our record over here as we solve it in the area model. Our final dividend, what's left of the dividend, is now 27. All right, it's waiting over here. And now we can do our last step of division. 27 divided by 9 That's a fact we're familiar with, right? That's a 3, okay? And then 3 times 9 is 27. Last step of subtraction leaves us with no remainder, okay? So in order to figure out what our final total quotient is, you just have to add up the width of your rectangle or add up the quotients on your record, and they should both come out to 93. So now that we've finished the form, we can see some similarities and differences, okay? One right away is the space. We can see that the area model takes up much more space than our record keeping here. We can also see that the area model's quotients and subtraction steps go horizontally, while with the division bracket, our work is going in a vertical pattern. Other than that, everything else is the same. All of our subtraction takes place inside the bracket, just like in our area model, it takes place inside the area. All of the quotients are along the top, just like on the division bracket, and our divisor remains the same on the left of the model, just as it is on the left of the division bracket. As we get better at recognizing and understanding the similarities between these two forms, we won't have to use the area model, and we can solely depend on this form, which will sooner or later lead us into the long division algorithm. So for now, we start off doing both until we're comfortable with this form, and then we're going to start using the division bracket all on its own. So I hope this helps you understand how and why we'll be using these new forms as we move forward with division. And I hope this gives you enough of an example to get out there and try it on your own. Look forward to our next video where we'll be taking this concept onto a piece of paper and working it out from scratch. Keep up the good work out there, and I'll catch you next time.